Hi, welcome to Behind the Curtain IMO. I'm Betsy Jordan. Now, this is a book I really think that everyone should read. And it's called The Trump Tapes. Now, at the time, or just before this book was out, Bob Woodward, who is the author, was sued by the former president. And the former president lost that suit, that court case, because these interviews were completely sanctioned by the president, and these are 20 interviews, and he consented to being recorded and all of that. So he knew that they were going to be publicized somehow by Bob Woodward. So I want to reference him so that you understand who he is. He and Carl Bernstein broke the Watergate scandal, and they had a source called Deep Throat, and they wrote the book All the President's Men. There was a movie made about that starring Robert Redford and Dustin Hoffman years ago. So that sort of started his writing about presidents and people of major note nationally. And he's written three other books about Donald Trump. Let's see. There's Fear, there's Peril, which has a lot about COVID and his interviews with Kim Jong-un, North Korea, and Rage. All right. I'm not selling these books. I just am letting you know Bob Woodward has a reputation of being a pretty hard-nosed reporter, and Trump gave him interviews for the one of the two books. I think it was Rage and Peril. He gave him interviews for those two, and the Trump Tapes books have 20 interviews, transcripts of interviews between Bob Woodward and the then sitting president of the United States, and that was Donald Trump. So this is the book. If you don't read any of the rest, this is the book I would recommend you read if you want to know exactly, verbatim, what the president said to this veteran reporter. Okay? I'm going to do this for you right now. There are some excerpts, just an excerpt of some of the comments, just so you know kind of the tone of it. Operator, Mr. Woodward, the president. Trump, hi Bob. Trump, my whole life has been deals. I've done great, far greater than people understand. Trump, I respect Putin. I think Putin likes me. I think I like him. Trump, it's law and order, Bob, law and order. Bob Woodward, why don't you give me your taxes? No, seriously. Trump, I said to the king, you got to pay us for protection if it weren't for us. Trump, we had very good chemistry together. We talked a lot. We could have talked. Trump, I will consider this one of my greatest achievements, getting the scum out of government, and it's scum. Bob Woodward, sir, you're going to be judged by how you handle the virus. Trump, I have done a tremendous amount for the black community, and honestly, I'm not feeling any love because... Trump, nothing scares me. If I were scared, I wouldn't be doing an interview with you today. I'd be under a table with my thumb in my mouth, okay? Trump, I hope you treat me better than Bush because you made him look like a stupid moron, which he was. So that's one of the excerpts. And then I would like to read for you, and I know some people really don't like to be read to, but I'm just going to illustrate that this is what you'll get, some of the behind the scenes. The commentary is, earlier in February, and this was sometime in 2020, I think, yes. Early in February, I'd spoken with Jared Kushner, the president's son-in-law, who was often deployed personally by Trump as an out-of-channel special project officer. Kushner's view of the world was a declaration of optimism about Trump, the presidency, and Trump's re-election chances. Kushner said he knew that Trump's constant refrain that the economy had never been better in history was an exaggeration. But the economy is really great, Kushner said. If you have a good issue, controversy elevates the message. When the president says it's the best economy in the world and it's only a good economy, that's enough, Kushner is saying. That's the message that comes through to people. So that's what Trump wanted me to do here, deliver his message. It didn't matter that it wasn't true. Bob Woodward, can I talk to, is he there? Trump, yes. Can you talk to who? Yeah, Jared. Jared's here. You want him? Bob Woodward, yes, I'd love to say hello. Trump, you want Jared? Yeah, here he is. Hold it. Bob Woodward, okay. Trump, take care of yourself, Bob. Say hello to your wife, okay? Bob Woodward, okay, thank you, sir. Trump, hold on. Kushner, hello? Bob Woodward, Jared? Bob Woodward, how are you? Kushner, good. How are you? Bob Woodward, good. Did you hear what he said? That I'm going to come see you. We've got a date scheduled, I think, next week. Kushner, perfect. Bob Woodward, and then you can help me with some of these other people I want to talk to. Is that Kushner? Perfect. Well, what I'll do is I'll make a list of other people. What I heard from the president is basically I now work for you. Both of them laugh. So I will make myself available around that schedule, and I will make sure I get you a good list. I'll come up with my list, and if you come up with your list of wants, I'll work to try and make it all happen. Bob Woodward, I want you to know I have no illusions that you work for me. I know you work for Ivanka, right? Kushner, laughing. Okay, fine, you get it, you get it. That's probably why you're Bob Woodward. That's true. Bob Woodward, I get it. Okay, well, that's great. Travel safely, and I look forward to seeing you. I've got some good questions. Then phone cuts out. Bob Woodward doesn't realize that. He was going to ask a bunch of questions, but I won't go into those right now. You just need to read the book. It's on page 221. But the recording ends, and then Jared Kushner's recommendation for understanding Trump was to consider the advice of Cheshire Cat in Alice in Wonderland. He paraphrased the cat. If you don't know where you're going, any path will get you there. The Cheshire Cat's strategy was one of endurance and persistence, not direction. Another text Kushner suggested I read to understand Trump was Scott Adams' book, Win Bigly: Persuasion in a World Where Facts Don't Matter. Adams, the creator of Dilbert comic strip, explains in his book that Trump's misstatements of facts are not regrettable errors or ethical lapses, but part of a technique called intentional wrongness persuasion. Adams argues that Trump can invent any reality for most voters on most issues, and all you will remember is that he provided his reasons, he didn't apologize, and his opponents call him a liar like they always do. I was astonished at the time that Kushner would deliver such a hard negative assessment of his father-in-law. That was Bob Woodward. Was it possible that the best roadmap for understanding this administration was a novel about a young girl who falls through a rabbit hole and a book that argued the president could persuade people he was right, even when he lied? And that's Behind the Curtain. Thank you for being here.